Have you ever wondered why Chania city is so popular? Chania, a vibrant modern city on the east of the island of Crete with rich history that attracts thousands of visitors every year. Medieval fortresses, Venetian mansions, monasteries, museums, luxury hotels, jewelry and art shops, jazz bars and wine bistros. Together they all weave the rich tapestry of the area known as Topans in the old town of Chania. This guided tour offers historical insights and explanatory photos about each of these highlights, ensuring you don't overlook the exquisite details and charm that abound in this bustling town. Our journey begins at sea level. If you arrived by car, you likely observed the extensive moat that parallels the city walls. This moat functioned as a defensive ditch alongside the medieval fortifications of Chania. Before delving into the fortifications, let's first explore our number one on the list, Talos Square. Have you encountered the legend of Talos, the mythical guardian of Crete from Greek mythology? According to ancient myth, this colossal figure, crafted from bronze and endowed with wings, patrolled the island's majestic shores 3 times daily. Talos was entrusted with the solemn duty of upholding Crete's laws, which were inscribed on bronze plates. Any unfamiliar vessels approaching Crete were met with his formidable defense, hurling massive stones to deter them. Should intruders dare to disembark, Talos unleashed his fiery breath or heated his bronze body to repel them with searing intensity. This mythical narrative speaks to Crete's enduring need for protection. But you must admit, the Cretans weren't just building fortresses, they were building castles in the air with their imagination. Unfortunately, the monument known as the Hand, standing in the middle of Talos Square, doesn't boast the same imaginative tale as Talos himself. Instead, it serves as a somber memorial to a tragic event in 1966 involving the vessel named Heraklion. Despite its lack of mythological lore, the area is a great starting point for our walk, especially for those parked at the lot right here. Number 2, are you curious to learn about the San Salvatore bastion and the city's impressive fortification system? The bastion, standing opposite the square, serves as a lasting reminder of the Venetian era while also marking a pivotal moment in history when medieval structures could no longer withstand the increasing artillery power. The upgraded defense structure introduced a bastion system, exemplified by the structure before you. Constructed around 1538, these 4 heart-shaped bastions, strategically positioned at the corners of rectangular fortifications, were designed to deter the ever more threatening Ottoman Empire. This revolutionary system created overlapping fields of fire, making it difficult for attackers to approach without being targeted from multiple directions. Unfortunately, a century later, the city fell to the Ottoman Empire. Named after the distinguished Franciscan monastery, now transformed into a museum and historic hotel, the San Salvatore bastion features a raised platform housing cannon emplacements. As always, the fortifications offer a panoramic viewpoint of the area, especially if you ascend to the even higher rampant Cavalier, functioning as a secondary bastion, strategically elevated for enhanced effectiveness. In the evenings, the bastion's lower square hosts a variety of cultural activities, including concerts, plays, and exhibitions. Be sure to keep an eye out for posters at the entrance to see what events are happening during your visit. Number 3. Before we venture deeper into the old town, let's take a moment to acknowledge the round Genoese tower, a structure that predates many constructions in Chania. Why Genoese, you might ask? This circular tower was built by a Genoese military commander, Enrico Pescatore, who played a significant role in combating piracy in the Mediterranean during the 13th century. He constructed this defensive tower during his brief occupation of Crete from 1204 to 1211. It appears that this particular structure served to protect the entrance of the port of Chania long before the construction of the Venetian fortifications. Today, it is integrated into the Firkas fortress, which was built much later. More information about the fortress will be provided during our 9th stop, as its entrance is accessible from the seafront. Number 4. Our next stop brings us to the adjacent Byzantine Collection. You've already discovered the San Salvatore Monastery, after which the bastion was named. This Franciscan monastery, tracing its origins back to the Venetian era, was erected on this gentle hill, shortly after the Venetians established control over Crete. It stands out among the few monasteries with both its chapel and cloister still predominantly intact. But why were monasteries relevant in a newly acquired colony, you may wonder? Let me briefly remind you that after the Fourth Crusade, which dismantled the Byzantine Empire in 1204, Crete was sold to the Republic of Venice. In the deeply religious milieu of medieval times, the spread of Latin culture influenced the locals, indirectly bolstering Venice's commercial and financial endeavors while providing a sense of stability to the populace. Hence, the Pope himself instructed and even financed the construction of new houses by the Catholic clergy in the newly acquired colonies. During the Ottoman rule, the church was repurposed into the Topu Agahan Mosque, featuring a Morab niche, a focal point for Muslim prayer. Today, the church has been transformed into the Byzantine Museum, aiming to outline the historical and artistic profile of Chania during the Byzantine and post-Byzantine periods. Its exhibits encompass mosaics, funerary inscriptions, wall paintings, icons, architectural sculptures, ceramics, small crafts, and coins. The southern section of the monastery, once dedicated to community facilities and monks' cells, is now privately owned and has been adapted into the San Salvatore Monastery Hotel, offering sea view suites amidst a historic ambience. The complex, including residences, utilizes the cloister as a cultural center. Here, visitors are invited to immerse themselves in the rich tapestry of the region's history, architecture, and the expansion of mendicant orders in Crete. Enough with the monastery. Brace yourselves for a little blast from the past, quite literally. Let's dive into our fifth destination. Believe it or not, this almost square room that now serves as a restoration center for antiquities was once the infamous Gunpowder building. Back in medieval times, this was the place where all the explosive action happened. Gunpowder was stored and supplied to the bastion as needed. Fast forward to today, and we're still using the same name, Topans, which means gunpowder in Turkish, to refer to this area. But don't worry, despite its explosive history, this area is now a vibrant hub filled with cafes, shops, and a welcoming atmosphere. It's worth noting that the walk was filmed in February when most shops were closed. The Topans area, also known as the Orthodox community, boasts buildings from various historical periods. Take for instance the striking Blue Building, a Turkish-inspired creation called sahnisi. With its stone base and protruding wooden upper levels, it's a charming sight that adds character to the old town and can be observed in many instances. Number 6. El Greco Street. The wooden sahnisi, with its charming resemblance to an erker, stands in striking contrast to the imposing building across the street. This grand structure, now home to the wine restaurant and bistro Inoa, offers a hidden terrace that affords views of the bastion. The street, named Theotokopoulou, in honor of the famous painter, sculptor and architect El Greco, Dominikos Theotokopoulos, buzzes with activity. So, if you find yourself getting tired or hot, grab a refreshing drink before we continue our journey, as the most photographed highlights are yet to come. Number 7. Agelou Street. Walking down Agelou Street might evoke a sense of déjà vu, as it has been immortalized countless times by photographers, captivated by its charm and character. Among its notable landmarks is the Fagotto Jazz Bar, nestled within a stunning Venetian mansion. Originally serving administrative functions, this mansion stands as a testament to Renaissance architecture in Chania. Its architectural intricacies are a sight to behold. From the stone-arched openings to the balconies on the second floor, to the Corinthian-style ornaments adorning the pilasters. Supporting the balcony are 12 corbels, each contributing to the mansion's timeless allure. The facade, boasting multiple windows with stone frames, is further enhanced by delicate ripples and cornices, embodying both elegance and enduring strength across the centuries. We'll linger here a bit longer to admire the remarkable 3-story building next to the jazz bar. Its architectural details are noteworthy, particularly the charming circular openings that contrast with the massive buttress extending vertically along the facade, offering both structural support and aesthetic allure. Take a moment to appreciate the elegant arched stone entryway and the meticulously crafted corbels adorning some of the stone-framed openings. Similar architectural characteristics are evident in the building housing the Off Hotel, another Venetian mansion with modern influences. Once again, we observe the presence of massive buttresses on the facade along Agelou Street, serving as both a structural element and a distinctive feature of the building's design. Before we continue our journey towards the seafront, let's delve deeper into the enchanting streets of the Old Town, where our 8th destination encompasses multiple buildings in the same captivating area. Soon, we'll be wandering through the narrow alleys, immersing ourselves further in the Old Town's timeless charm. Take a moment to admire the intricate details adorning the wooden doors of the Amphora Hotel, reflecting a timeless aesthetic. Unfortunately, the fountain that once graced this spot at the side is now difficult to discern. Turning to the right into the labyrinthine network, we pass by another wooden structure typical of the Ottoman period. As we ascend the stairs, we reach another splendid Venetian mansion in Chania. With its charming pebble-stone courtyard and exquisite architectural details, Casa Delfino Hotel and Spa stands as a graceful contrast to the neighbouring Ottoman-style buildings. As you stand in this charming junction, take a moment to look up and admire the surrounding buildings, including the tower-like Porto del Colombo Hotel and its neighbouring structures. This architectural beauty is emblematic of what Chania is known for. If you're intrigued by inscriptions, prepare to be captivated by our top highlight before retracing our steps along the seafront. Above the arched gate of the renowned Renier Mansion, you'll find a compelling inscription that states, "He brought a lot, did a lot, and studied a lot. Our sweet father, he sweated and strained. May he rest in peace forever, 1608. This inscription offers a glimpse into the history and ethos of the Renier family, whose connection with Crete dates back to 1207. During the Venetian era, it was customary for noble families to receive feudal rights from the Venetian Republic, contingent upon maintaining their own army to defend against pirates. In line with this tradition, the Renier Dynasty built the mansion as their residence, a heritage preserved today as a historic hotel. Ottoman influences are evident throughout the building, noticeable in both the facade and the back streets, particularly in the wooden constructions protruding from the main core of the structure. Inside the mansion's courtyard lies a charming little church, boasting an impressive facade adorned with intricately carved stonework and a striking pointed relief arch above the lintel, complemented by a circular skylight. While the exterior is stunning, the interior is even more remarkable, featuring Gothic-style details. Unfortunately, access to the interior is currently restricted to visitors. Number 9. As we continue our circular walk back to Talus Square along the promenade, our exploration of Chania's wonders unfolds further. Keep an eye out for the iconic Domus Renier facade and the inviting openings of Casa Leone Hotel as we make our way to our next destination, the Alcanea Hotel and Firkas Fort. Notably, the Alcanea's significance is intertwined with the legacy of Prime Minister Eleftherios Venizelos, as it was here that he maintained his law office for approximately 10 years. Venizelos played a pivotal role in the Theriso Revolution, which aimed to reunify Crete with Greece. His former residence in Haleppa is now a museum, and his memorial in Akrotiri is a well-known viewpoint. Additionally, in 1913, Venizelos witnessed the historic moment when the Greek flag was raised at Firkas Fort for the first time. Today, the Alcanea Hotel graces this historic 3-story Venetian mansion. With its 2 circular skylights and elegant arched doorways, the facade exemplifies the exquisite craftsmanship seen throughout the area's grand residences. After uncovering these historical facts, let's turn our attention to the fascinating Firkas Fortress. This formidable structure, the last fortified bastion erected by the Venetians to guard the entrance of Chania's harbour, is known today by its Turkish name, Firkas, meaning barracks. Constructed in the mid-16th century, Firkas Fortress was completed just a few years before Chania fell under Ottoman rule in 1645. Access to the fortress is through the Maritime Museum, setting the stage for a journey into history. Upon entering the fortress, visitors are immediately captivated by the symmetrical design and intricate details of the western section. The main gate, adorned with a stone arch and a relief featuring the Venetian lion, proudly displays a carved inscription honouring Provisor Alvise Bragadeus and the year 1620. The fort served as the headquarters of the military commander of Chania, utilizing the rooms of the west section for administrative purposes and underscoring its central role in the region's military operations. The vaulted constructions of these rooms further enhance the grandeur of the fortress. Moving deeper into the fort, attention is drawn to the massive vaulted water cistern located in the courtyard, a testament to the fortress's strategic design. This cistern once collected rainwater from the roofs, ensuring a reliable water supply. Interestingly, these same cisterns were repurposed later as prisons, adding another layer to the fort's history. As we explore further along the northern side of the fort, 6 vaulted chambers equipped with cannon embrasures stand as silent guardians against potential threats from the sea. Open cannon embrasures on the roofs of these chambers and along the fortress's perimeter demonstrate the fortress's readiness for defense. Furthermore, the rooftop features additional openings on the floor. Would you like to take a moment to guess their use? They likely served to release pressure each time the cannons were fired, highlighting meticulous planning behind the fortress's construction. Throughout its long history, Firkas Fortress has served various purposes, including as a barracks and a prison. Today, it is open to visitors who wish to explore its historic significance and experience cultural events during the summer, along with celebrations on national holidays. Number 10. Our final destination on this guided walk is the adjacent Maritime Museum. Housed in an emblematic terracotta building that adorns the west wing of the harbour, the Maritime Museum of Crete is a testament to Greece's rich maritime heritage, spanning various historical periods. So, if you have a special interest in naval history, World War II, or ship models, or if you're simply seeking a relaxing activity on a hot summer day, this place is for you. Children in particular will find it especially exciting, with attractions like the Greek destroyer bridge waiting to be explored. Additionally, further out at the harbour, in one of the shipyards, the museum hosts a special exhibition of traditional and ancient shipbuilding, showcasing small traditional boats, tools used by old shipwrights, rigging, nautical knots, and more. The museum's main collection is extensive, featuring models of the old town of Chania, various nautical instruments, paintings, portraits, and authentic historical photographs. However, its most notable exhibits are the ship models from different eras and naval technologies. Visitors can explore models from ancient times, including biremes, Athenian triremes, and Roman triremes, providing insight into ancient naval warfare. Moving to the Byzantine period, the museum features ships typical of Muslims of Crete and Arabs, showcasing maritime activities and trade routes of the era. Transitioning to the Venetian times, exhibits include galleys and their construction phases in the shipyards of Chania, highlighting the maritime power of the Venetian Republic. The museum also covers the Greek War of Independence, displaying various ships used during the conflict, such as frigates, brigs, and merchant sailboats. A notable exhibit is the historic Averrof battleship, symbolizing Greece's naval victories during the Balkan Wars. World War II is represented through a plethora of ship models and materials, offering insights into naval operations and technologies of the era. Finally, visitors can explore models of modern naval vessels, including frigates, submarines, destroyers, and ships with directed missiles and anti-submarine helicopters, showcasing the ongoing evolution of maritime defense. The Maritime Museum, standing majestically at the harbour, marks the conclusion of Part 1 of our journey. However, it also serves as an excellent starting point for further exploration. In Part 2, we'll delve into the neighbouring area around the Lando Bastion and Synagogue. Heraklion Street, a vibrant pedestrian thoroughfare leading to the harbour, will be the focus of Part 3. Part 4 will unveil the historic centre of Castelli, encircled by Byzantine walls. Part 5 will be dedicated to the lively promenade. Part 6 will unveil the area behind the market, teeming with shops, bars, and restaurants. Finally, Part 7 will guide us through the enchanting Splanzia area, all the way to the western edges of the old town. Thank you for joining us on this journey.